This is lesson 6, second grade worksheet. So the first thing we're doing is addition and subtraction. So let's do number 1. So the first thing we're going to look at before we solve the problem is this sign here, which shows whether it's subtraction, which is the symbol, or addition, which is the symbol. So we know that this one's subtraction because we see the sign here. So the first thing we're going to do is 4 minus 8. And 4 can't go to 8, so we're subtracting the 8 by 1 to give us a 10. So basically, when we do this, it's a 10. We're taking away 10 from here and adding it to the 4 here, which creates 14. And now 14 can go into 8, so we just do 14 minus 8, which equals 6. Now, instead of doing 8 minus 1, it is 7 minus 1 because we took this one away here. So it'd be 6. 7 minus 1 equals 6. Answer is 66. Number 2 is 26 plus 25 because it's somewhere here we can see. So 6 plus 5 equals 11. And since it's a 10, or it's greater than 10 or 9, we're going to have to write the 1 up here because it won't fit here because we don't know the sum of these two yet. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. And since it's writing 4 here, we have to add the 1 that we got here. So 2 plus 2 equals 4 plus 1 equals 5. Let's see number 6. So this is pretty easy. So it's addition. So 9 plus 0 which equals 9 because 0 has no value. And then it's just simply 1 plus 1 which equals 2. So our answer is 29. Let's do number 9 here. 76 plus 54 equals, let's do 6 plus 4 first, which is 10. And then 7 plus 5 equals 12, plus the 1 up here, so it's 13. Next, we are using a graph. Answer the questions below by using the graph. So on the left side here, it shows the certain animal on the left side, so we know which bar is which. And then on the bottom, these lines that go up like this, and then shows a number at the bottom, shows how many of each bar or how many of whatever is here. So the first question is which animal got the least votes? So if we look at the bar, we can see which one's the lowest because we know that these numbers ascend from lowest to greatest. So we know that the bar with the shortest bar would be the least votes. So the one we see here is giraffe. So we know that giraffe has the least votes. How many people like elephants the most? So the first thing we're gonna do is find the elephants or the elephant from the side. I find this right here. So we look at its corresponding bar, and we know that bar aligns up with number or with 5. So this shows that elephant has 5 people. Or people like elephants the most 5 people do. Let's just do number 5 here. Which animal was the most liked? So just like the first one here, which got the least votes, so we just look at the bar that is the greatest, which should show how much, or which should show which one is the greatest. And if we look at the bar here, then it lines up to dog right here. So the animal that was most liked is dog. So next is pennies, nickels, and dimes. So the copper-looking coin here is the second smallest one, and we know that this one is just 1 cent. And then the nickel is the biggest one here, and nickels are 5 cents, and the smallest one, which is a dime, equals 10 cents. So number 1, there are 3 pennies here. So just write 1, 2, 3. So just each in each spot. The smallest one here, and we know which is a dime, as you can see up here, which is 10 cents. So we write 10, and the nickel, which is the biggest, which should be 5 cents. So instead of adding these all up at once, let's just separate them. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. 10 plus 5 equals 15, and 3 plus 15 equals 18. So our answer is 18 cents. So number 2, we have the smallest one here, which we know is a dime, as we can see back up here, so it's 10 cents. We have 2 of the biggest ones, which we both know are nickels, so we write 5 here and 5 here. And then the copper small coin is the 1 cent. So just like the one before, we're just going to do these separately. So 10 plus 5 equals 15. Let's add another 5 here because we do this. 15 plus 5 equals 20. And then drag the 1 down, so 20 plus 1. So it's just going to be 21 for our full answer. Next is word problems. Grace loves to read. She read 16 books last month. She read 3 novels, 1 mystery book, 1 history book, and some fairy tales. How many fairy tales did she read? So it's asking for how many fairy tales did she read, but it doesn't tell us how many she read. It just says some. But it tells us the total amount of books she read and how many other books she read of each genre. So the first thing we're going to do is add up each genre of book she did. So it says here that she read 3 novels, one mystery book, and 7 history books. So let's just do 7 history books, 3 novels, and one mystery book. So 7 plus 3 plus 1. And we're just going to separate these like before. 7 plus 3 equals 10, plus 1 equals 11. And we know the total is 16. And since the total is 16, the remainder from this should be the amount of fairy tales that she read. So we're just going to do 11 minus, or 16 minus 11, sorry. And then 6 minus 1 equals 5. 1 minus 1 equals 0. So our answer is just 5. So she read 5 fairy tales. So number 2, Logan has 9 hats. His brother took 5 but later returned 7. How many hats does Logan have now? So his total of hats right here is 9. His brother took away 5, which means to subtract here, and returned 2. So returned is basically he's giving back, which should be addition. So the first thing we're going to do is 9 minus 5. And 9 minus 5 equals 4. But then he returned 2, so we're going to add 2, which equals 6. So he has 6 hats now. Let's do number 4. Isabella borrowed 12 books from Grace. Grace now has 21 books. How many books did Grace have from the beginning? So if Isabella borrowed 12 books from Grace and she has 21 books now, or now has 21 books, this means that she took away from the total she had before. So since we know that she has 21 books and she took away 12, do we just add these both together to get the total amount she had? So it's 21 plus 12. So 21, or 1 plus 2 equals 3, and then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So Grace had 33 books in the beginning.